How do you feel? How do you feel when you see all these civilians being killed, children being killed, when we talk about the Israeli strikes?
Any civilian that is killed, any child, any woman, any man, any old person that is killed is terrible if they're from our side and if they're from the other side. As I said, we're a peace-loving people. We're not looking to hurt anybody. But on the other hand, when you're threatened by so many different fronts all at the same time, then unfortunately you have to defend yourself. And sometimes this takes a price. And the problem is that it's in Hamas's interest that their people suffer. The higher the death toll, the more of an advantage it is for their propaganda. So, you know, too many people have suffered, too many people have died, but Hamas has a very, very, very big blame on the situation in the Gaza Strip. It could have stopped the fighting a long time ago. It could have returned the hostages a long time ago. It could have decided to give up their arms and enable the people of Gaza to rebuild and to rehabilitate and to heal. But their choice was exactly the opposite. They keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and they don't want to give up their arms. They don't want to stop the suffering of their own people. And really, the situation in Gaza is heartbreaking.
So you think that Hamas is using children, using civilians as a shelter?
Yes, definitely. This was proven time and time again. You can look that under each and every hospital in the Gaza Strip, they created their headquarters there. They created a huge tunnel system under the hospitals, under mosques, under schools, in all places that are supposed to be humanitarian and under which you're actually, they thought that they would be protected under these places in which they build their storages, their weapon caches, their, as I mentioned, their headquarters, their computer systems, and so on and so forth. So they're cynically using humanitarian locations in order to hide and to shield themselves behind the population. And in this way, they're not enabling the civilians in Gaza to get the proper medical care because they're disrupting this possibility by using hospitals and using other humanitarian institutions as a place in which they're actually convening and managing their warfare.
But could there be measures when we talk about civilians' lives? Could there be measures that Israel could take to save their lives?
Israel has been doing a lot in order to try and save the lives of innocent people. From the beginning, we have been notifying people to move from one area to another, to move into the safe areas in which a very large amount of Palestinians have been accumulating, a place in which there is food and water and shelter. So Israel has been trying to minimize the effects of this fighting on the population, but in a very small and crowded place like the Gaza Strip, and with the Hamas having an interest of harming the population because it gives them much better publicity around the world and much more support,